2024, and time is now 7 o'clock p.m. So we're going to stand here first off and give the Pledge of Allegiance. Uncover your hats. Veterans may give a salute. Other folks behind your chest. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. Moment of reflection. Y'all can kind of bow your heads, just stay quiet and listen to what I gotta say. Maybe a prayer. Dear Lord in heaven, watch over this congregation here. Watch over all these townspeople. Give us peace of mind, clarity of thought, and ease of heart. Let us listen to each other with kind words and respond in the same way. Let us actually do some good tonight and have some fun. On a side note, it's just thanks for a great day. You may pray, amen. So roll call.
Supervisor Kenzel.
I'm here.
Clerk Faracco, here. Treasurer Miller. Here. Trustee Hires.
Here.
Trustee Menke.
Here.
Trustee Greenwood. Here. Trustee Dingman.
Here.
7 present. We have a quorum.
Oh, wow. 707. All right, first off here, resolution 10-10-2461, approval of the October 10th, 2024 consent agenda. Is there a second? Support, excellent. Any kind of discussion about it? No, we good? Approving?
I have something for
Last month?
Oh, no, for last month.
We'll do this one first.
Oh, okay. Nope.
Roll call.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Treasurer Miller.
Yes.
Clerk Faracco, yes. Trustee Menke.
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Dingman.
Yes.
Supervisor Kenzel.
Yes.
7 yes. Motion carried.
I paid $1 million in bills for the household.
Oh, no, wait, we're right.
What?
This is consent agenda for this one. There's a friendly amendment.
Oh, sorry.
We are missing a roll call for items
Oh, yeah.
65, 66, and 67.
Okay.
That's okay. Easy stuff. There's a typo. Okay, so for the above mentioned agenda items, looking for a public comment on agenda items only. Shades?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no microphone tonight?
Oh, no.
How dare you? You had one job, Cody.
Feedback.
Oh my, really? Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's falling down. It's sinking. It's in quicksand.
I'll try and survive the road.
Alrighty. Hello, Justin.
Hello, sir. How are you tonight,
It's a lovely night.
sir? All right, there you go. Well, what I want to talk about is specifically the resolution 10-10-2462. And very
Oh, sorry, get you.
very conflicted reaction to this because I'm so glad to see it on here to know that there's someone here within the township government that would have concern for things following the Open Meetings Act and being in the spirit of the law to let the public have access to what should be publicly accessible. But also at the same time, I'm so disappointed that it has to be on here. I'm so disappointed that there's still continues to be actors within this township government who are driven to, in every possible way, try and restrict the public, to try and confound their access, to try and, if it's not jacked up crazy high bills on what somebody could pay for a FOIA request, it's literally not letting people know when a position is open, when a vote is coming. It's doing the bare minimum that you're not going to get legally caught and in trouble for to inform the public, instead of just having a spirit and an attitude of, well, this is public information. Who would I be to stand in the way of public accessing public information? And I don't think that this is ever an issue where people say, oh, well, I would never agree to have something redacted of somebody's personal information on something. No, this isn't that kind of an issue. Have you ever heard anyone in here complaining about, oh, well, the public information that I got had somebody's personal address and phone number redacted, and I'm mad because of that. No, I think we all know what the real issue is. People are trying to get access to the issues, the facts and details that matter. And there's people who are occupying these positions presently who are for some reason part of an ongoing conspiracy to stop them, to obstruct access, to make it difficult for the public to access the things that should just be easily publicly accessible. I watched a video from Adam there where he came to ask to see a book of meeting minutes that someone could have just handed him, and they told him to come back later that day. And then when he came back later that day, he still couldn't be just handed a book. If that's not the most clear-cut case of at least our clerk's office, if not many others, just doing what they need to do to obstruct.
Stick to agenda items only. Not hearsay. Okay, so first off, she's working doing the votes from an election. She was busy. She can't just drop everything when he walks the door. What she did was perfectly fine saying, I'm busy right now, can you come back? That's perfectly fine. Right? There's still jobs to do here. He's waited on, he was attended to, he was addressed.
I just think the spirit was conveyed.
No.
Yeah, the resolution 1010-2462. Bedford Township has a history of not following the Open Meetings Act. Mr. Hires, he was a member of the Planning Commission until I made sure that he was no longer holding that position unlawfully. And while
this is about
there,
this about this agenda right here.
that's right.
You could not talk about his job elsewhere in the past. Please talk about this right here on the agenda, what's going on tonight. I don't want to listen to history. It's ridiculous. You're wasting time here.
The Open Meetings Act is on the agenda for the Parks and Recreation Committee.
Correct.
For them to follow the Open Meetings Act. The public needs to know the history of the townships not following of the Open Meetings Act as to the importance of this here. Not only that, but again, the silencing and the controlling of the public. Because what we have is a history here. We have this board was created. Now, they say that they don't have, we have a history again now because part of what's going on with this motion here is the superintendent wrote up a big thing to the attorney to ask questions so that the attorney could then try to validate this
Hearsay.
to say.
That's your injection. That's your interpretation. Now what happened?
I'm going to ask for my time back, please.
I'll give you 8 seconds. Go ahead.
Thank you. Because the history is here in the township, just like what's happened in this time now, we have someone that's reached out to the attorney in an attempt to validate the wrongdoing that's happened. This is the same pattern that's happened in the past. And now on this here, we have a committee that has actually been working on, based on the meetings that I attended when they were open to the public, they were working on millions of dollars of grants for the township. They had $1 million that they were doing for projects for each park that we have. Now, I would say that that has a pretty significant impact in what's going on and what happens with the township. Now, we want to try to say that they just have no impact and they don't do anything in any capacity. But again, we also have a history, again, of not following the Open Meetings Act. All the way until 2017, our Planning Commission never had a public comment time, which is proven.
History.
Which is proven in the minutes.
History is not for tonight.
We also have
agenda here.
the line of the keeping of the positions and other information from the attorney, which we also had hidden by our clerk here currently.
Hearsay. Thank you very much.
Oh, I still had
30 seconds.
So thank you very much. It's not hearsay. I will continue to share all of the facts in the actual evidence because I have the actual.
Beep.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Talk up here, not at all, please. Thank you. But can we just the people up here? Go ahead. Do it properly, though.
I speak on a lot of issues, but it's not worth my time. I'm gonna deal with one agenda, but not right now. At the end of the day, I'll have a conversation with all of you. Believe me.
I doubt that, but okay. Well, I do. Anybody else about tonight's meeting agenda? As dictated here in the whole outline and what's legally to this whole meeting tonight. Anybody else? That was your time to talk about it. So. Reports, fire and police. For the police, we have Officer Phillips.
Okay, so. Couple of things I have here today. I don't have a ton. It would appear that our numbers are down significantly in general, a lot less calls for service.
That's good.
The vast majority of what we do have is self-initiated by the police department, so traffic stops, business checks, stuff like that. The next highest would be our check premises. So we get a call to someone saying they heard something outside, so we go and we check the property. Beyond that, everything's below 1% and 2%. It's a pretty small mix of stuff that's been happening in Bedford over the last.
That's great. Good job. Keeping us safe.
Thank you.
Fire.
As of right now, we're running close to 800 runs for this year. We have 2.5 more months to go, which probably will hit over 1,000 runs as usual in the last few months, years that we have made. 3 people that we had going to school here had their test, 240-hour class tests here last week. All 3 of them, I can say, passed their test, so they are certified right now.
Nice.
I have one more individual that I hired for this year, started off, and then Mr. Cody down here, he decided to want to become a fireman here. So we suited him up last Sunday, and he's been on a couple of runs here, just getting his feet wet right now, but he will be going to school into Richland area when it starts up here pretty cool this fall. Fall festival, we had a good turnout there for the fire department there. We had all the trucks there that come down, and then we had some of the firemen down there at the park down there. And it was a good turnout. A little slow to start with, but otherwise it got going down there pretty good. So we had a good turnout down there at that. Spaghetti dinner is coming up the 26th of this month down at the Lions Club in the village area down there. I think most of you have attended it in the past. This will be the 10th year that we have had it, right along with our pancake breakfast that we have in the springtime. All that money that comes into there goes into the fire department for buying equipment onto the trucks and stuff. That's where it all goes. Nobody does not go into any of our pockets. There will be included like spaghetti, meatball, garlic bread, tea, juice, and salads on the side. The brochure is, I got some here, there's some out there. If you want to take one and spread it around or something like that, we appreciate it and stuff like that. Outside of that, we're doing pretty good. Moving right on along. New people want to join the department and stuff, and they start off. And then when it starts getting in the classes, work that they've got to do, and if like that kind of puts them behind a little bit, and they figure they can't handle it, so out they go. We have probably about 22 people on the department right now and stuff. I can look back a few years and go, and when we had better than 35 people on the department. So just goes to show you that how things are going over the past years on the department and stuff. With a lot of regulations and government and stuff, you get things that you gotta take care of nowadays and stuff. It's kind of, people have other jobs to take care of and they cannot afford to have time away from their jobs and stuff. And, but appreciate every one of them that we've got on the department. You, like I said in the past, and I'll continue to say, you've got a good group of firemen out here, you know, the young people, they're willing to get in there and understand how to fight these fires and stuff and accidents and so forth and on in there and stuff. So, you should be proud of every one of them and stuff. So, any questions?
Thanks, Chief. Alrighty, so I guess for the part B here, legislative and intergovernmental, nobody? All right. Moving on to unfinished business about the construction website. Defer now to Mr. Barry Beamish.
Construction, they haven't brought a hammer to the site yet, but
For the fire station, right?
yeah, for the new temporary fire base,
Yes.
cemetery records office. Stuff's in the works, electrical, that's kind of the first hurdle. And, our electrical inspector and Cody are out there today, so he can direct consumers on how to do that. So that's done, I mean, in the works. He's especially supposed to start on Monday or Tuesday. He's just finished up another job, and he'll be there doing that. Website, no change on that yet. I've got something that I'm looking at to get that finished up. So hopefully we get that done next couple months. And Roads Advisory Committee have been trading phone calls with a gentleman I'd like to recommend to you, but, he was in the UP 1 week, I was in the UP the next week, and now he's in Florida helping friends with, probably 2 hurricanes now, because, yeah, we were there for the last one and now Milton, so. Hopefully bringing something, soon. Mike Stive and I are gonna get together and look at some of the road projects the county's recommended, so we can at least do something for this year, because we haven't done anything in 2 years.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, sir.
Great. Petitions and new business. Run along here. So our first is a resolution 10-10-24-62. Resolved by, pardon me, allergies. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to require the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee to follow the Open Meetings Act, see attached documents. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Okay, there's a second, so I guess we just move on. Moving on, resolution 10-10-24-63. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to contract with Bedimas, rangerbid.com to sell at auction a 1979 GMC fire truck, a Ford tractor, miscellaneous and used equipment no longer in service. Minimum price on fire truck and tractor to ensure at least scrap value is obtained. Is there a motion on this one? Is there a second? Alrighty, discussion. As far as I understand this one here, this very correct and wrong here, this site is not charging us anything. Actually, they have the buyers are paying their percentage of the buyers to then go ahead and take care of that part. So it's costing the township nothing at all.
They'll come down, take pictures, put on their municipal, auction site, and the buyer's premium is 12%. So that's how they make their money.
So this is great. This costs us nothing. We get to get rid of some old stuff, make some money for the township.
Only have to move the stuff around, leave it where it's at.
Perfect. Like that a lot. More discussion? Anybody?
So, you contacted 3 different people then for this.
Yeah, looks going to charge us money, like a lot of it. Have us like tractor, was it the one? Have us haul the equipment down there, which would cost like $500 and haul it back. And Ranger Bid's not doing it, so we're saving money.
Yep. Yes.
Any more?
It's definitely worth a second one.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Alrighty, roll call.
Trustee Greenwood,
Yes.
trustee Dingman,
Yes.
trustee Meinke,
Yes.
clerk Barato, yes. Treasurer Miller,
Yes.
trustee Hires,
Yes.
supervisor Penzel.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
Perfect. Resolution 10-10-24-64, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to establish an escrow fee for solar energy systems, solar farm, conditional land use and site plan, application amount of $12,000. And we go from there. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Yes,
Yes,
Ty,
sir.
all right, in stereo. Is there a second? Second. All right, goody. Discussion.
So is the escrow deposit different than the application fee?
Mr. Beamish, please answer for us.
The escrow amount covers all the work involved in the site plan review, and Cody could speak more about Grant of that. Is there an application? fee?
Because what I'm looking at, it says, application fee and the amount of, and then there's a blank. And an escrow fee deposit in the amount of 12,000. So I just wondered what the.
What does that think? They put forth that 12,000. They put that money forth to cover any kind of fees or any kind of charges applicable to that solar farm being taken care of.
Okay,
So they're
application
gonna
is-
cover all that.
I mean, it can even include, legal counsel's opinion, anything that has to do with
Okay.
the application is on the responsibility of the applicant. is what
Okay,
that-
so that takes care of all of the application fee and.
And once again, they're
Okay,
paying for it. We're not.
Okay,
There is a small bullet point of lists within the ordinance that says, like newspaper publications.
Right.
Everything that it would cost us to process that, so it's not on the taxpayers' backs.
Right.
Which is great. It's good on their part, yeah. Any more discussion? All right, roll call.
trustee Dingman,
Yes.
trustee Menke,
Yes.
clerk Bronco, yes, treasurer Miller,
Yes.
supervisor Kenzel,
Yes.
trustee Hires,
Yes.
trustee Greenwood,
Yes,
7 yes, motion carries.
Resolution 10-10-24-65. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to adopt the amendments to the recreational/adult use marijuana establishment ordinance as determined as beneficial for the continued administration of township marijuana ordinances. There's a whole big huge section there. It was brought up last time when I was gone. If you guys want, you can read it yourselves. It's in the packets out there. So I guess now we do a motion.
Talk about it.
Someone.
Second.
There we go. Now discussion. You get ahead of me. Come on, girl. It's discussion.
If you wouldn't mind, I actually would like to move that on page 3, number 7, like to make, in the motion, I'd like to move you strike that.
All other activities or the whole sentence?
1 second here. Let me get to that.
Item 7, page 3. It's redundant. It's gonna be addressed in the new marijuana zoning ordinance.
Gotcha.
It's the bottom 7, I don't know, bottom item, got it circled here, number 7 on page 3.
Yeah, I just had it suggested to remove other activities because it was too big.
Right here, see? It's gonna be addressed in the new marijuana, the new zoning ordinance that we're moving in.
Okay. So do we have a second to make the amendment?
I'll support.
All right. So I should say, keeping the motion, you second it. Let's do a roll call on the support of removing number 7 on page 3.
Trustee Menke,
Yes.
supervisor Kenzel,
Yes.
clerk Bronco, yes, treasurer Miller,
Yes.
trustee Dingman,
Yes.
trustee Hires,
Yes.
trustee Greenwood,
Yes,
7 yes.
Okay, so that part is stricken from there. Now to approve the resolution with the amendment of taking out number 7, page 3. Is there any more discussion on that portion? All right, so then roll call on adopting resolution 10-10-24-65 with the exception of taking out number 7 on page 3, as mentioned from Bruce, I'm sorry, Craig, sorry, I apologize there. From Craig,
Good man.
let's do, way to go, man, thank you. Roll call on that one, please.
Trustee Menke,
Yes.
clerk Bronco, yes, treasurer Miller,
Yes.
trustee Hires,
Yes.
supervisor Kenzel,
Yes,
trustee Greenwood,
yes,
trustee Dingman,
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
excellent. This is still with 7. Addition to business, yes. All right, so last one here is resolution 10-10-24-66. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Charter Township of Bedford to adopt the Solar Energy Systems Ordinance Amendment changes as recommended by the Planning Commission. Is there a second? Let's over there. Great. Discussion, please.
I thought it was nicely put together.
The Planning Committee, they spent hours on that. Holy cow, these guys, they did a bang up job for the past several months on these things here.
Like, I like the definitions, I like the organization of it.
Oh, you see what about the wind turbines or what's out there? Holy cow, those guys were knocked out of the park.
I like that the small scale and the large scale split up and that's
Yeah.
nice.
They did a great job with that one. Any more discussion? All right, so I get move forward to the roll call.
Clerk Bronco, yes, treasurer Miller,
Yes.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Trustee Menke.
Yes.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Dingman.
Yes.
Supervisor Kendall.
Yes,
7 yes, motion carried.
excellent. Resolution 10-10-2467, resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Township of Bedford to make the following budget adjustments. Read them all. As shown here. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Excellent discussion. Basically, this is moving money around. It's showing as far as the item lines, one's being increased by 12,000, two are being decreased by 6,000. So it's just a shift. There's no money added. There's no money taken away. It's just making things more efficient and clean on the budget line items. It's all that it is. There's no magic. There's nothing being hidden. There's no anything bad going on.
It is to populate just the line item, but the 12,000 essentially will come from the root growers. So that's correct.
Yeah. So it's all the up and up. We're not trying to hide nothing. Look at that trip to Florida. Kidding. Hurricanes down there. It's bad. Discussion at all? Any more discussion?
No.
Anybody? Nope.
So its building department is 12,000 and the 2 6,000s are marijuana accounts.
Roll call.
Trustee Greenwood.
Yes.
Trustee Hires.
Yes.
Supervisor Kendall.
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. Trustee Dingman.
Yes.
Treasurer Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Menke.
Yes.
7 yes, motion carried.
Excellent. Wow. Public comment time. If it has some public comment time here, please address the podium and talk to us.
Real quick, Terry Gogi.
Hi, Terry.
Below. I just want to mention that October is Infant Safe Sleep Month, and many of you may not know that your local fire department, the township firefighters, have been trained in infant safe sleep education, and they have a pack and play that's ready to be distributed if needed by someone in the township. If they have an unsafe sleep environment, they've been through training. We probably need to do an update with some of the new firefighters that are on board, but I just wanted you to know that 2/3 of infant sleep-related deaths are from unsafe sleep practices. And we have about 150 of those in our state a year, about 3,500 to 4,000 nationwide. So anything we can do to help people, to educate people on really safe sleeping for an infant or soon to be infant, the firefighters are on top of it and we can help. And we can help with delivery and setup of a pack and play if needed to those who can't afford it. And then the other thing I would say is today is World Mental Health Day. And many people may not know this. It is, there are about every 22 minutes and every single day a veteran commits suicide. And I think it's important to bring up that the number is 988 for anyone who may need some mental help or is considering thoughts of suicide. It would be nice to have some signs up around the township hall. The 988 number, they have things that you can print off and maybe put in a frame just to remind people that there is help out there if they have suicidal thoughts. So that's it. Thanks.
Just as a point of order, it's meeting. Folks are repeatedly coming and going out of this room here. It's very distracting. You come in, you sit down, try to have an official meeting here. Please stay in your seats. But the coming and going all the time repeatedly is very distracting and it's not good for business. So please try to contain yourself best you can. Thank you.
Sir.
Yes.
May I ask a clarifying question? For Ms. Godin?
Sure.
What is the best route to contact the fire department if people need support?
That is a fantastic question for Chief Parker. Best way to get a hold of the fire department if they need something, some support like that.
Well, if you get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me, pretty close, or call 911, they'll give you a number, call, so I get it out and then we can move from there, but.
You don't want to give everyone your cell
No.
phone number?
You tried. We'll make a bat signal.
We can work with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a
Alrighty.
question, too.
Hmm?
I have a question.
Please.
How many pack and plays do you have available?
Well,
How many pack and play?
one currently.
Just one available?
There's a process to it, and that's what the firefighters have gone through with their training.
Okay,
So if they go on a scene and they do perform education to the family, then they can do that, and then they can get reimbursed with another pack and play. So
Okay.
there's a process to it.
okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
there's no problem.
Mhm.
Public comment. Mr. Gotham, I just said either come in or go. Going back and forth, I said, going back and forth is disruptive for the meeting. Please contain yourself.
I have a medical
No, you don't. Not your time to talk either. I gave you the rules. Go with it. Your time now.
If I can just say to you, my friend and doctor, we all have to guard ourselves against bias and the ability to get bittered. And the first fellows that walked out of the room, the officer asked them a question and they stepped out to like not be disruptive.
I'm saying for the meetings,
I understand.
you stand there. You don't keep coming and going, making, I'm sorry, it's your time. I apologize.
I would like
Can
to say
you
that,
reclaim his time for that,
Sure.
please?
8 seconds. Or whatever. Go ahead. Yeah.
I would just like to say that I know I'm somebody in a little bit of a, as you know, a rare situation where you might not look at me immediately and think that I'm disabled, but you know what my condition is. I've been persecuted here by certain members of this staff and this government for my disability the entire time I've been here visiting. Clearly I could sit anywhere on that front row and be even closer than where I usually stand with my camera. But Barry is engaged in something to try and use my disability against me to make sure that I'm moved to the back of the room. And this is the kind of spirit that has gone on with this person and other people at this office throughout. As a matter of fact, Barry and Stacy and others wrote letters to the judge that I'm going to be seeing tomorrow to try and further demonize me as part of an ongoing, non-ending effort to stop anyone that would bring accountability and transparency. I've proven here over the years, I don't come and yell, I don't come and scream, I don't cuss, I don't swear, I don't even talk out of turn. The problem isn't how it's being said, like people keep trying to make out. The problem is a classist divide has arisen and it needs to be healed over. It's not the answer to put people down so they don't ask questions, they don't say anything. The right answer is to make it to where it's a comfortable, professional exchange and situation, a representative government. And that's sure not what you're going to have when you allow that kind of a spirit to go unchecked, where somebody is allowed to take their personal bitterness against someone and practice lawfare against them, and to practice using their position here at the government to try and afflict or oppress them, harass them, and even use a disability against them. Members of the clerk's office, the deputy clerk, has been on video mocking my limp, dressing up like me and mocking my limp. Is this the kind of people we want to be represented by? This is just, you know, people see this video and that's the problem. That's the real problem Barry has staring me down with the death stare right now, is that video camera, the one that doesn't get edited.
You have 8 more seconds, Bill.
The video camera that doesn't get controlled, the video camera that's not, he's taking control over right from Cody right now. Can people Zoom comment? Why not? With the Zoom meetings open, why aren't people allowed to have public comment via Zoom? How much more controlling and restriction of the people and their ability to speak and contribute are we going to allow?
So that's it. So the Zoom thing, can we actually get a laptop or something here so folks can make the rest of that one? So folks can actually, during this point in time, during the public comment time, put in questionnaires or interrogatives. Is that available on our website?
Municipalities all over the country allow Zoom for public comment.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking, can we do it? So, but you had your time, Cody.
I think there's probably a way. There is a chat function, and then there's also like an opportunity to, make a form submitted once
Okay.
the agenda is posted in the
If
week.
you wouldn't mind, my next meeting, I'd like to work with, with Barry and I guess with Seth if you need to. I have to find a way where the public who cannot make it here for whatever reason, can actually then have a way to publicly make a comment that we can maybe read off for them and give comments and kind of go from there. That way it'd be more inclusive, it'd be better for the township, because some folks, whether they're old, whether they're sick, whatever else they can't come here. And I think it'd be a way to be more inclusive of our township people. It'd be a nice thing to do if we could kind of work on that technology and you could work with Barry and we try to make this happen before next meeting. That'd be awesome.
Before next meeting, no, that would have to be explored.
Well, I'm saying just, we just start looking into it, not having it done. I sort of looked into.
Have to be a board action.
Okay.
We would need some sort of video, just on the policy about it.
Just think they just type comments, just think they can type in there, we can read them off and kind of go from that point forward. We'll just, at least I'll have it, just begin the investigation into it, if we could please.
Yep.
Thank you, guys, appreciate it. Next, right on.
A couple things real quick. It was referenced, the PC did, finally get the new zoning ordinance through, our end. And, it'll be recommended to the board at some point here in the near future. The next step is it's off to the county for their review for their 30 days. And then at some point, November, it'll be in front of you guys as far as that goes. I have a fellow commissioner member here, but we would like to thank you for the support in doing that. It was a very long process, a lot longer than I think anybody thought it was going to be, and just appreciate the patience there as far as that goes. Rare everyone's here tonight, so with the election coming, who knows if that's going to be the case next month. So I would just like to take an opportunity to thank the board for everything that they've done, especially the support we've gotten on the planning commission level, while you're all here. Mr. Hires and Mr. Dingman, maybe an end to a long tour of duty for you guys, so we appreciate that. And then just, real quick, as far as the, comments, on the Zoom, as someone who runs the meeting, we'll want to make sure that, we're squared away as far as procedure and getting them, that could be very chaotic. So whatever we do there, we should maybe work as a team to decide what we want to do. That way.
That's why I start looking into it.
Yeah. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a great point there. It says, honestly, looking into it, it will not be put in place before next meeting, but at least want to investigate so we can actually give the public some options to contact us and get their words heard. That's all. Come on up.
Yes, I'm just gonna add a little follow-up to what our planning chair has said. We appreciate all of your accolades. And I wanted to point out that in all the years that I've been on that planning commission, I believe that the efficiency this year was outstanding, but it was only because the township did something they've never done before. And that was contract McKenna to help and to assist us, to guide us, along with Cody and Seth. We were a really great village. We really threw things out there. We discussed so many things, and there was so much clarity for the first time in my almost 40 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
I just want to say thank you for recognizing that, and thanks to the whole team, because we worked hard.
You guys certainly did. Much. Anybody else?
Adam Michael. And say that because we have contracted before. And it was efficient. And that's actually part of the reason why that whole agenda item was on there today, was because we contracted first and seen how efficient and the growth and opportunities that come into the township when we contracted for the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. Because of that Parks and Recreation Master Plan, we have that Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, that committee that was working on millions of dollars of grants for the township, of which now you all as a board, except for one member who had brought this to the attention, decided that the public doesn't need to know or care or anything about that. I want everyone to remember the history here. I am here at all because I got involved after the township started negatively affecting me. And I started attending the planning commission and the board meetings. And at those planning commission meetings, as I said, all the way up until 2017, if you attended, there was no public comment time on the agendas. And when I raised my hand at those meetings, when I attended in 2015 and 16, I was told that this isn't a time for the participation of the public, that this is the time for us to watch the township do work. And that was told to me by Mr. Hires here. Now, he might not remember that because he also has a hard time remembering when he was removed from holding two positions unlawfully that the prior attorney was allowing. He was allowing that. And now we have also our current board who says that those emails that I have and shared the copy of do not exist. This is the level of corruption and cover-up that we have going on with our board members here. This is why I got involved in RAND back in 2016 and won, and why then I was removed, because I was continuing to find more of the cover-up, corruption, and cronyism across our county. But no one wants to actually look at the evidence fully that is 100% factual. That up until 2017, not a single one of our minutes here in the Township Planning Commission have that. That is why I'm running again as an independent this time, because I'm not a part of any of your teams. I'm here for the people and the people, as I always have been. Once again, thank you.
We'll let the phone up here. Okay. Name's Steve Koch, Colonial Drive. Been an ongoing problem for quite a while on Colonial Drive. For about 3 years now, we've had an individual lives in the area that continuously blows an air horn at people. This has been an ongoing problem. This individual gets mad at somebody, so her way of handling the problem is to blow an air horn in your face. She does it when you're not looking. She's been doing it to my 92-year-old mother. I've had the police out numerous times, more times than I can freaking count. And I've been told numerous times that there's nothing they can do about it. They'll look into it. They'll see what they can do about it. But we have an ordinance that obviously is there that says you're not supposed to be doing that. Okay. So it got to the point where I was doing police report after police report after police report, and nothing was happening. So I called the chief of police of Battle Creek, who's supposed to take care of Bedford Township. He never called me back. Instead, I got a call from an officer, Pickle, who explained what was going on, and he said, oh, that's above my chain of command. So then he sent me up to, I don't know if it was Corporal or Lieutenant Wolf, and Wolf said, I'll get right back with you as soon as I figure out what's going on, and I'll call you back. You know, I never heard a word out of that man. Not a word came out of that. Not a phone call, not a response. I had to come down here to see the code compliance officer, who then text messaged this officer, who then said, there's really nothing much I can do about it. So then I'm driving on my way back home from my mother's house. And on my way back from my mother's house, I see this officer parked. That's cool. Let me go up and just chit-chat with him for a little bit. So I go up and I chit-chat with the gentleman for a little bit. And I told him what was going on. He goes, oh, let me look. And he looks on his little computer. And lo and behold, there is an ordinance in Bedford Township that says you cannot do that. His response is, next time she blows it, you get a hold of me. I'll come on, I'll give her a ticket to start with. And after a while, if the tickets don't work, then we'll look at maybe having, the prosecutor bring her into court. But it's amazing that nobody can do anything. The BCPD, I don't blame the whole group, because there's some really good people there, but there's some lackluster ability to do their job. And if they can't solve a problem with someone blowing air horns at little old ladies that are 92 years old, that only have 40% of their hearing in one ear, what makes you think they can solve any of your problems? Think about that for a moment. When you're looking to pay that, what, 800,000, 900,000, whatever $1 million that we give them every year, for what? If they can't solve a minor civil infraction, minor, they can't solve that. How do you expect them to solve a real problem? Something to think about, folks.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
It's not school, we just walk the podium.
And you recognize.
You walk to the podium. Like every meeting's been out there beforehand.
Sir.
Go ahead, Peter.
Anytime you want to get on social media, bring your trolls, and we play again. You did such a good job last time. And from lyrics of that song, don't let the screen door hit you on your way out.
Oh,
Take your please.
wow. So Peter's such a joy to have here, isn't he? I mean, look at him. Such a joy to have here. Brings all this intellect and wisdom. Peter, we thank you for your time here. You're such a grand person to have around. You bring such enlightenment.
Mr. Kendall, stop. Stop.
I was thinking it for a second. Not your time. Sit down. Not your time. Sit down. You had your moment. You had your time. Sir.
I'll give you
Okay,
mine.
okay, folks.
Point of order.
Point of order. It's like 1:40.